Shorty busted me. I didn't feel it.
Now that's a soundbite right there. Shorty busted at me. I didn't even feel it. All right. We are hot off of the heels of our recent 6-hour spectacular, baby. Yeah. And the 5th annual at that. Probably the biggest and probably the best one yet. The most successful. Thank you for all of the great messages that we received and the comments that we received about it. It seemed like it went over well. Everybody had a different segment that they love. If you have not tuned into one of our 6-hour spectaculars, boy, you missing out, because we have something for everybody. You want something scary? We got it. You want some funny stuff? We got it. We got romance. You want something to gross you out? We freaking got it. So if you have not checked out the last 6-hour spectacular, make sure that you take your ass there after this episode. We are going to be discussing some of our favorite highlights, moments, and some behind-the-scenes tumultuous things that happened during the 6-hour spectacular. We are going to be joined by EJ and our buddy Leonard, who both had significant roles in the 6-hour spectacular, and one of them threw an absolute wrench in it, actually. And we will get to that towards the end, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But right now, we are joined by Roddy and Mitzi. Okay? Wow.
Yeah.
And you can actually hear Mitzi this week. You don't have to lean into the radio.
Yeah, you don't. Well, also, I still don't sound like Jigsaw.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Your voice is a lot better now. Like, hello, everybody. You want to play a game?
Play a game.
You sound far more better.
Shorty busted me. I didn't even feel it.
Shorty called me. I didn't even feel it. But before we get to all the 6-hour spectacular, we are going to discuss some current affairs, okay? This is an absolutely wild news story that we're going to check out right now. Check out this. A teacher accidentally brought alcohol-spiked Mountain Dew to her special ed class.
A serious mistake on the last day of school at Pease Middle School. A teacher handed out drinks to students, not realizing they contained alcohol. Northside ISD says a special education teacher brought several cans of hard Mountain Dew Baja Blast, a spiked beverage with 5% alcohol, and made these drinks available to the students in 3 classes. 5 students drank them. One child, who had also taken cough medicine that morning, ended up in the nurse's office feeling drowsy. His father says the school did not notify him until hours later.
Our kids can't bring in cupcakes from HEB for birthday party. Why are teachers allowed to bring all this other stuff in unchecked and given to children?
The drinks, which look and taste like regular soda, can be especially dangerous for kids. The National Poison Center says low blood sugar, seizures, and coma have been reported in severe cases. The district says it's investigating, but so far no word on whether the teacher will face disciplinary action.
Surprise. Yo, that kid that had the cough syrup earlier in the day, too, that was the best day of his life.
Yo,
He
that kid was
lit.
leaning fucking end of 6th period. Just, he called me. I didn't even feel it.
My man was lit. And let me tell you, bro, that must have been such an amazing day in that classroom, bro. Those kids were lit up, bro. And it was 2 classes. Okay? Like, how insane is that? I could see this happening because this would be my mom if she was a teacher. Because ever since I can remember, my mom always comes home from food shop and she'd be like, oh shit, I got you Coke Zero, or like, oh damn, I accidentally got you the diet version, or like, I got you grape and I know that you like cherry. So my mom was like notorious with mixing up the labels, and every time I see these Mountain Dews, I go, oh, they got a new flavor of Mountain Dew, and I realize it's the spiked one. So I can totally see this woman like buying them. I don't know about like bringing them though. I don't know. You would have noticed by the time you got there, right?
Yeah. At least
How
by the
old,
time the first kid drank it, because it was multiple kids that drank it.
Yeah.
how old were these kids again?
Middle school, so they had to be under 14.
Like 12, 13.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, at that
That's
age, you should know what a normal Mountain Dew tastes like.
That's a decent age to start getting lit, though, for real.
Yeah, come on. As we'll play a little audio in the show later of a funny story that our friend Tyler sent us. As you know, that's when you start getting lit up. You know that class was bananas after that, bro. People were flying all over the place. One of my favorite things growing up in special ed, and it's a crapshoot. So 50% of the time it wasn't fun, but 50% of the time it was medication adjustment day. Like you would hear, okay, like not everybody, it wasn't like universal, like it was a day for everybody. But like my teacher would be like, all right, like just so you know, so-and-so got his medication adjusted today, so he might be a little different. And this dude will like kick in the door, screaming, like, you know, punch the fucking window out. Just, yeah, like on like a level 100 energy, humping the floor. And then the other 50%, like this happened to EJ actually. He doesn't take medication anymore. And probably because of this, they adjusted his medication and my man came in like Eeyore. He was like, just sleeping all day, head on the desk. You know, that's not EJ if you were with him in middle school at least. But yeah, you know that class was crazy. The bus ride home was absolutely bananas.
So you think she did? Do you think it was a little bit on purpose?
Not on purpose. Probably just retarded.
Now you
Or
know
just at
you're
that
retarded.
point?
Yeah, she's probably just
Maybe
super
not on
retarded.
purpose. Maybe it was an accident. But then she's like, "Well, fuck it. Let's see what happens."
Yeah.
Yeah,
she
but
just
here's
shake
the
up
thing with all the people that like say it's an accident. It's like soft drinks cost significantly fucking less than
Yeah.
like spiked drinks, and it's like you wouldn't have noticed that.
You know what?
That's
I didn't
another
even think
thing.
about that. Do they?
That's another-
I don't know. Is a 12-pack of Spike Mountain Dew? It has to be, right?
Oh
Has
no,
to be.
let me see.
It has to be
What is
more.
it? What is
Look
it?
that
Is there a
shit
name
up.
for it?
It's like Mountain
I
Dew.
didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, I see it all the time, and I always get mixed up. I always like go to it, and I'm like, oh, what flavor of Mountain Dew is this? And I like pick it up, and I go, oh shit, it's spiked. I didn't even realize it. Like I
I'm gonna
noticed
go
it.
get
Like
some of that shit. See what's up.
yeah, bro, that's right. Bring it to the school. Put in your kid's lunchbox. And see what happens. It'll be freaking great. It's gotta be. You're right. It gotta be more money, and also, don't they ID you?
Yeah.
Like they.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, how did she do that?
But I mean, if she was already buying other alcoholic stuff,
Oh, but you think she bought a couple bottles of wine and put that?
yeah, like
with
maybe she
it?
had something for herself, and then she got carded, so she didn't think twice about it.
Oh, that's a good way to think about it. That's a good way to think about it.
$16.98
It's like-
for a hard pack, 12 pack.
$16.98 for a
shit.
12-pack. Mountain Dew would be way less than that.
Let's
Yeah,
look
I'm
at the
seeing like
Mountain Dew.
I'm seeing 24, but also it's like the way these cans look is like very distinct if you want to like put an image on screen. So it's like
Yeah, that's true too.
it's like you can only play stupid for so much.
Ooh.
$16.98 for the spiked at my local Walmart, and then the Mountain Dew is $7.88, so like $10
Yeah.
less almost.
Yeah,
It's a big difference.
That's true. That's true. I didn't even think of that. So yeah, the case is mounting on her right now. I didn't even see. I'm lucky. She's lucky that y'all not working on the school board. And hopefully,
yeah.
hopefully, it's people like me. They go, "Hey, forget about it." You know, okay.
I would have like walked into the courtroom to testify against her, and then someone would have been like, "Yo, what happened to the evidence?" I'd be stumbling, slurring my words, sitting down.
Well, you were just, you know, using the evidence. You were just seeing that it is
Take a
truly
nap.
alcohol. Speaking of evidence, I don't know if you guys saw this, but this is absolutely insane. A flight attendant was flying from the UK to Sri Lanka, and she was caught with 100 pounds of evidence. 100 pounds of Kush, but not the Kush you're thinking of. Kush is a drug that is made with human bones. So this flight attendant was caught with like 100 pounds of crushed up human bones. I had never heard of this drug, but apparently it's big in Africa. And I was watching a little documentary or two about it, and it's like killing a dozen people a week. It's one of those drugs that rot your flesh and kill your
Oh,
nerve endings
jeez.
as you go on. So she's talking about she didn't know there was 100 pounds in her suitcase. Somebody set her up. 100 pounds? Are you kidding me, bro? Like, yeah, okay. This is not as plausible as the teacher at all. This is a whole different
Yeah,
story,
that's like
bro.
fucking 2 preschoolers in your fucking luggage.
Yeah, forget. Well, how do you know? How do you know the exact weight, huh? That's crazy.
That's a good unit of measurement is preschoolers.
Wow. I mean, first I was just like, you know, I know that people were trafficking dead bodies, and you know, we'll talk a little bit about that more in a second, but human bones in the drug? That's one I thought I knew it all. Have you guys heard of this?
No, I never have.
Oh.
How do they do it? Do they snort it or what?
I guess they smoke it. I saw them smoking
Smoke
it,
it.
right? And I thought about it, I'm like, why would they do that? That just makes no sense. But then they broke it down in the documentary. And apparently they get human bones because they're soaked in chemical and formaldehyde. So they break it down, put it in the drug, and it becomes psychoactive. Because, people dip cigarettes in formaldehyde. I've read about that since I was a little kid. So now that they put it, this makes perfect sense now that you think about it that way. It's not like, I don't think they would just get a human that just died. Let's say they just stumbled upon a dead body in the street. They wouldn't want their bones. They want one that's soaked in formaldehyde because they pump them with all these chemicals. Absolutely insane. And I mean, this has got to be like one of the worst drugs you could do of all time, which is why they said that she's in a Sri Lankan prison cell right now, sleeping on a concrete floor, facing 25 years.
Oh, that's where she got caught, was in Sri Lanka?
Yep, she got caught in Sri Lanka.
Damn.
Couldn't you just fucking get the embalming fluid? Isn't that like a lot less trouble than fucking?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because also
Doing
it's
the
like, do you have
bones?
to get the bod? Do you have to dig up the body after it's been embalmed and buried, or are they just sneaking him out the morgue?
Well, it's funny you say that.
Oh my
Because
god!
you and I discussed this. I believe it was you and I. We discussed it on the show that the head of the Harvard morgue was caught like 2 years ago in this big trafficking ring where they were trafficking human organs and body parts and bones and stuff like that. There was like 8 other accomplices, and he finally pleaded guilty to all the charges this week. So he is facing 10 years. But I highly doubt he will get 10 years because all of the other accomplices involved got about 18 months was the highest. So he's probably going to get 2 years or something like that for this. But the dude was getting decapitated heads. He was selling the heads. He was selling bones. He was selling all this stuff. And it even linked back to this woman who owned this craft store where she was making all this creepy stuff in Peabody, Massachusetts, and she was using this stuff. The FBI raided her store because she was using human artifacts and human bones and stuff for her trinkets and stuff like that. It went deep, bro. Like, this guy was selling to all these different people. They were bringing it across state lines. People are using a dead body for everything. It is not going to waste. Like I said with Jesse before, I don't see if you want to use my body when I'm done for something.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you, like, would you be upset if one of us was getting high with your bones?
I would love it. I wouldn't love it because of the negative effects. If it didn't have negative effects,
At least you're still partying with us. you
yeah,
know?
bro. I'm like, cool beans, bro. I wouldn't mind.
I think for me, it depends if I'm married or if I have kids by then. Because it's like, if I'm just like alone and dying in my 70s, like fucking, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
But if it traumatizes someone I'm connected to, it's like, all right, maybe not.
I happened to come across this freaky video by a grave digger.
Y'all want to hear some shit to really blow y'all's mind this morning? So, as a side hustle, I dig graves. Something didn't set right with me today. As I was digging, the guy that's the director of the graveyard walked up to me, and he was like, we need to lift that casket up to get it even. So we put it on the tally and brought it back up. So I lifted it, me and him together. But the weirdest thing was, it was really light, like extremely light. Like, and I'm not a big dude. So I was like, I told him, I was like, why is that so light? He was like, don't ask questions that you ain't ready for. Y'all, I'm freaked out. What are they doing with these bodies? I was just informed that if I don't take the video down about the body not being in the casket, then I'm going to get fired. My boss called me and told me that the video's causing distraction from the funeral homes and the cemeteries. And that also, it could cause them people to look elsewhere. I knew when I posted that there was a possibility, something would be said, but I never dreamed that I could maybe be fired. But honestly, I feel like that I'm going to leave the video up, and whatever comes out of it, comes out of it.
Crazy, right? Now, if he would have just said it was light and that was it, but then for him to say his boss was like, don't be asking any questions you ain't ready for. Yeah. That's where that stumped me, because I'm not saying that this probably happens to everybody. Like, oh, like Roddy's happened to your mom because you had a loving family that was a watchful eye. But how many people get buried without anybody knowing?
Yeah.
How many people get buried with no family, with no loved ones, and they go to like unmarked graves and stuff like that, right?
Especially
So-
if you're from like one of those religions that doesn't do a viewing.
Right. So who's to say that they ain't plucking your freaking ear, that they ain't plucking your eyeballs, plucking your asshole to make some kush, or to end up, maybe you're going to end up in that girl's trinket shop? I could believe it, dude. I could totally believe it. Like that's the easiest way probably to get some body and to get some bones, right? You're not digging up the grave, right? You're not grabbing it from the morgue, and because you can get in trouble from getting it from the morgue because it's obvious, right? If you take somebody's finger off at the morgue, you're gonna see that. When's the best time to take the piece of body? Right before it goes in the ground.
Well, I'd imagine a lot of those body parts come off like, before someone goes in for cremation, because are you really going to know after?
That's why we have you. You drop like 2 gems on this one show right here of just total brilliance. You're keeping us.
Yeah.
You're keeping the show smart.
Yeah, you're on it today.
You are on the money. You took your alpha brain today.
Yeah, I took my brain medicine.
Wow, you would think Roddy and I got the one where with the antibodies attacking our brain, not you.
Oh, some fucking mate.
Yeah, what if this like actually just like raised my IQ like 2 digits or
And
something?
your head's gonna get all big like fucking Mega Mind.
Yeah, imagine it keeps growing, like it physically grows. That would be
that'll
wild.
be pimp.
Dude, I'll be able to crack walnuts with my head, just smack my head against the table.
You'll be like a superhero. That'll be an origin story. You took one spill, but then you came back significantly stronger. Like, and as the years go on, you'll be able to do more and more. You'll start reading our minds and shit like that.
I can't take stairs anymore. I'll just need to take a freight elevator from my big ass dome.
Your big fucking dome, bro. You have like veins start and pulsing and glowing on your head. That would be wild, bro. Your IQ slowly starts to ascend and you start to become super brilliant. Roddy, would you inject salmon semen in your face for beauty purposes to de-age?
It's fucking wild. Is that a thing now?
That is a new
Salmon
thing.
Semen.
That is a new thing. Apparently celebrities are injecting salmon semen into their face, and it is like working for about 3 to 6 months. It is working, for helping with the wrinkles and helping with the aging
Like a
and stuff like
Botox
that.
kind of thing?
I don't know if it's exactly Botox, but it is rejuvenating. It will rejuvenate your skin. And I'll tell
Who
you,
discovered it? Like, how do you discover that? Well, it's
I
this
don't know,
cum.
bro. Well,
That
listen.
seems like some Korean type shit.
Oh, definitely. They be using baby foreskin, right? Like that's what they be doing. Like, I don't think it's wild to imagine how they came up with it because listen, the beauty industry is like the #1 industry, right? Like other than war, other than them making bombs and weapons to kill people, I feel like the next best researched thing is beauty. Right, like they're constantly probably trying to find ways to de-age you and to rejuvenate you. So like they're probably trying everything, bro. They probably tried the semen of every animal at this point.
And it's salmon. Salmon's the one that took.
Exactly. So let me tell you right now, I'll be the first one up in there. I do not care. I would eat. We talked about on the 6 hour thing. They were eating salmon semen in Japan. That don't stick it right in my face. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, just fucking mix it with some fucking baby oil. Just rub that shit all over.
I don't know about baby oil now.
Yeah, you're
wild.
down with the baby oil.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
not doing that.
I saw you on that Christmas special.
That was my belly, and that was for Christmas. That was only for Christmas. Would you do it, Jesse?
Nah, fuck that shit.
Why? It's not a big deal.
See, that's the thing. I said no, but I wouldn't do like Botox or anything. I don't think I'd inject anything in my face for beauty purposes. But it's not because it's salmon semen, like, whatever. Do you?
Nah.
I guess.
You
I
wouldn't
already
do anything.
like the whole fucking 10-step Korean skincare bullshit. I don't need to do no more.
How did that work out for you?
Nah, I still do it.
You look
I mean, it's a
look
pain
at
in the
it.
ass, but it's like once you get the routine down, it's like,
Okay, so what is the steps?
So outside of washing, you do an acid wash, you do a fucking toner, then you have, it's like something slimy. It's like a gel, but it's made out of like snail mucin.
That's probably semen.
Probably cum, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
probably.
probably semen. You already got it.
I mean, I feel like I'm 38 and I don't feel like I don't have like crow's feet or anything. I feel like I'm doing pretty good. But that's why, because every once in a while I'll finish jerking off and I'll just fucking rub my cum all over my face.
Give it a little rub.
And I just let it absorb into my skin.
that's why the Japanese fucking look so fucking young. They get bukkake.
They got that female all over their face. Is that why you look like a K-pop idol, Mitzi? Because you've been doing this 10-step Korean facial.
Yeah, you do look a little K-pop-y, don't
Yeah,
you?
you could sub in for Blackpink. I could see
Oh
it.
no, I get the worst bags under my eyes. You just don't see it because of the light.
No, you
But
do
no,
it
I
good.
gotta like start telling my boyfriend like, hey, I only see you on the weekends, Monday through Friday. You gotta start saving that shit in the jar.
If your boyfriend's
Yeah.
if your boyfriend's a salmon, maybe it'll work even better. Well, I'm about to drink the new Sprite iced tea. But before we do that, I was reminded of a funny story. Our buddy Tyler, who has submitted some stuff to the show before, he's a friend of the show. He reminded me that he is actually the originator of Sprite iced tea, this combination. Now, this Sprite iced tea combo went viral, like, let's say a year or two ago, and that's when Sprite decided we're going to get on the money, we're going to make it ourselves, and we're going to produce it. But years back in high school, Tyler was the originator of Sprite tea, and let's hear how that came to be, the origin story.
All right, so basically, when I was a senior in high school, I had a female friend of mine who wanted alcohol, and she gave me $40 for it. But me being the genius that I am, I decided, you know what, I am about to sit there and pay $40 for that. So I decided to give her some Snapple iced tea, and I gave her 2 Sprites that I got from the soda machine in the staff lounge. So when I made it, I just so happened to have some cologne on me because I used to wear like cologne, but it was really light. But it had an alcoholic scent to it. It was really strong in alcohol. So I rubbed a little bit on my hands and I rubbed it around the rim of the bottle. And I put it inside of a bag and I met up with her in the library. I was like, yo, you have to eat something. This is strong and it's going to knock your ass out. So when she started drinking it, she literally was sitting here sneaking, drinking it. And then when I saw her again, she had like a big sandwich while she was drinking it. She walked up to me and she was like, hey, I'm starting to feel it simply because of how strong it is. I was like, yeah, well, it's my family's signature nutcracker. Of course you're going to sit there and
Yo, my man is King Placebo, bro. He had her thinking she was twisted. Because after that, he told me, like, she came the next day. She was like, yo, it knocked me out. Like, I was fucked up. Awesome, bro. Awesome.
Dude, that's like on New Year's when you give your little cousins the sparkling cider and they start pretending they're drunk and shit. And it's like,
Acting like it's alcohol. Tyler is, you think I'm a great gaslighter, bro? Tyler is the greatest gaslighter ever. We're going to have him come on the show and talk more about it. But he reminded me of this time. I don't even remember this, but there was a time where I guess the Yankees won the World Series or something, and there was some guy that I don't remember who it was in our classroom. Like he must have been a substitute or something like that, like a new guy. And the guy came in, he's like, "Oh, did you see the Yankees won the World Series?" And Tyler, just like off instinct, just goes, "Yeah, man, you owe us a pizza. Remember, you said you were gonna buy us a pizza if the Yankees won the World Series." And apparently I came in out of nowhere, right on the money. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to forget that one. I remember that last week you said that. And the guy was like, really? And then him and I reenacted, like Tyler and I reenacted apparently this moment that happened. And then he was like, oh, I guess so. I guess I owe you a pizza. And we got pizza from it. Like
Hell yeah. Gaslighted the dude into getting the pizza. That's fucking dope.
Tyler and I were king gaslighters, bro. Epic story. So, when we come back from the little taste test, we will be joined by EJ and Leonard to discuss the 6-hour spectacular and much more. I have been dying for this. Oh, okay. That is nice. Right off the bat, the word I'm thinking of, refreshing. I've heard a lot about things being refreshing. It's a very common thing to say. But this is the first drink I think I've had that actually hits the nail on the head and is absolutely refreshing. You get that splash of Sprite and then that tea flavor starts rolling in. Damn! This is something you drink on the beach, laid out on the towel with the sun beaming on you. Oh yeah. The only thing I'm not as happy about, and it's not a big deal, is that it has no caffeine. Now I'm not a big caffeine guy anymore, but I do enjoy, I do want a little caffeine, a little kick in my soda. Sprite does not usually have caffeine, but I thought that it would because of the tea aspect, but they must have used decaffeinated tea so that it doesn't have the caffeine. A lot of people can't do the caffeine for whatever reason, so, they left it out. Not a big deal. Still delicious. A banger. We are back. We are going to talk about a lot of the foolishness that was going on behind the scenes. But before we talk about behind the scenes, let's talk about the scenes, okay? Roddy, do you have any standouts and highlights from the 6 Hour Spectacular that you would like to discuss?
I really like the whole internet segment you did with, I've been bumping fucking Schoolhouse Glock ever since then.
Yeah. Your new favorite album?
Yeah, I've been driving around listening to that. It's fucking cool as hell. I picked up my kid from her last day of school, blasting out that, talking about school shootings and shit.
Teaching her well.
Dope.
Yeah, we got a nice comment about that actually yesterday, because I thought that might have been, not that it was the weakest segment, but I was less confident in that one. I was like, oh, I don't know how many people are going to really care about this, blah, blah, blah. Like, we never really talked about this kind of stuff. I don't know. And it was an hour and a half, but we got a good reception on that one. And I'm glad you also enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. I think that was one of the. I was looking forward to that one because it was kind of like the one from last year where it was the alien segment.
Yes.
But this time it was the internet stuff. That was really interesting.
Nice.
And it just reminded me how much older I am than you guys too, though, because you guys were talking about shit that I was like, you guys were talking about how when you were in school and shit. And I'm like, I was already out the house at that point.
You're already working full time.
You're already living your life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that was good. I mean, the dates were obviously incredible. Like, and I commented on the thing. It was. I feel like this 6 hours was very heavy on the Tony. Tony was in a lot of segments. So
yeah.
By the time I got done with that, I'm like, fuck, I'm in love with Tony. I think.
Right. I remember hearing about that. That's right. You fell in love.
Did she come over yet and rub your dick?
No, she's not here yet. She'll get here soon.
You said she was on the way during the show. What, did she take a detour?
Well,
wait till he's not watching his kids. You don't.
It's a long way from New York to Idaho. Yeah, across the whole country.
Yeah, and I think you were on with her every time she was on, right?
I think so.
You were on with her every time.
A little bit, yeah.
No, because you weren't there for the dates, which we'll get your opinion on the dates. That's right. But you did do the quiz show with her, which was the best Passie's quiz time. I can say it now. I think everybody agrees that was the best Passie's quiz time we've ever got. It was great.
It felt good to win. I didn't think I was going to win, honestly, when you put me up against her.
Right.
But
well, as history has proven, albino women cannot handle the quiz show. They've all failed. And they've all been beaten by, people who are not really well educated, which is crazy because they all also were highly educated.
They all went to college, didn't they?
They all graduated college.
Yeah, they all graduated college.
I'm a college dropout.
I think Tony has her master's, so that's crazy.
That's insane.
She lost the quiz show. Yeah, that's wild, man.
In cosmetology?
Not in quiz shows. Not in trivia. Yeah.
In masturbation.
Anything else, Roddy, that stood out?
That's the thing. She might have her master's in masturbation from like college, but I got my master's in masturbation from life.
From the streets.
From the street.
That's right.
Yeah. Street certified.
That's right.
When I was 13, I jerked off 10 times in a row.
Did you ever break that record?
No, I haven't.
How did you feel
that?
Did
Sounds
you
like
feel
a core memory to you, man. Like you've been holding on to that memory.
It was fucking badass.
So is it that you decided to stop before 11, or did you run out of juice?
The goal was 10, and so I set out to do 10 that night, and I did.
So you could have done more.
I never thought of that. I probably
were you shooting dust up by the end?
What was that?
His PP just went.
You said, were you shooting dust?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. It was pretty cool though.
So you climbed the mountain and you put your flag there. And you said, "This is it. I'm not going to go past this."
This is it.
I remember when I did like 6 in one day, and I was very depressed. I was like, "Wow, this is." I think I'm at my lowest. So I never did that. Really? I never did that again.
That was my highest. That was like the best, like the proudest moment of my life.
No,
I've never won a trophy or anything in my life.
Just stood naked, looked out the window. Just, Mom, I did it.
I did.
Yeah.
You should have got yourself a trophy. You should have got one engraved for you.
I need to get a trophy now.
Yeah, put it in the background of your show. That'll be great.
I could have made 10 kids in one day.
Yeah.
The gold trophy.
Right. Anything else you'd like to say before we move on from?
No, I think we can move on.
Okay, Leonard, what did you think about the 6 Hour Spectacular? You're a big fan of the show.
It fucking sucked. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
imagine my heart dropped. I was about to say you were a big part of it, buddy.
I was gonna say I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought it.
Oh, Jesse's getting me back from a burn I got off air. She's doing it on air.
I don't even remember the burn.
I like the spooky section. I think that was pretty awesome.
Thank
the was it Sally?
The Sally house, yeah.
Sally.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of interesting. I think white people are weird because if that was a black family, they would have been
you were
out there.
low-key racist, bro, I swear.
Because black people would have moved out that house in about a week instead of 2 years.
Yep.
But I digress. I like the ball segment where you decided to come out of the closet and eat.
Oh, well, it was animal balls, not gay. It's animal balls. It's animal balls. I didn't eat male balls, okay?
And there's still stuff with the AO mayo.
I don't work at the Harvard morgue. It was animal testicles, okay? There's nothing gay about that.
Testicles are still testicles.
But you did enjoy that.
So you didn't come out of the closet yet?
I'm not in the closet. There's nothing closet about me.
Well, that door
I'm
behind
straight.
you looks like a closet door.
I don't know how to answer it.
Is this room that you're in the inside of the closet?
This is not the closet. This is not the. I'm not involved with any closets. I'm straight. Thank you.
It's June. It's all right.
Yeah, happy Pride,
Happy
everybody.
Pride.
Yeah. Happy
Happy
Pride,
Pride,
Month. That's why I
everybody.
got my background like this. Happy Pride Month.
That's right. Happy
Thomas.
Pride, everybody. Thank you. I'm proud to be straight. Did you see there was an article where they're saying that Joe Biden would get lost in the closet in the White House now? That just dropped like today.
How big is this fucking closet, man?
It's the White House, probably
The fucking
huge.
closet, probably.
Yeah, it's probably huge. It's probably like a Kardashian closet. Like that was a shock to anybody. Like that article. Nobody was surprised about that. But
Probably
yeah,
gets lost in the shower.
everybody loved your date segment, Leonard and Eddie. But before we get in depth about that, before we go in depth, there was one sentiment that was constantly brought up to me and repeated by literally everyone that heard it. And that was that we have to see the air fried eggs from Leonard. Okay, if you did not see the date segment, Leonard divulged that he air fries his eggs. And everybody simultaneously went, how? Why? What? We all were just totally confounded. And we are going to watch right now, we're going to watch the video of how Leonard makes his air fried eggs.
Today we're gonna make air fried eggs. Got the eggs, got the air fryer. You can use this. This is like cannoli oil, cannoli cooking spray. I'll take 2 eggs, crack 1 egg. You get your seasoning. Season your eggs. Just a little. Now you beat your eggs. Okay. Now we spray. You put your beat eggs there. Put your beat eggs. Press power. Air fry. 375 for 7 minutes. Okay, now that the eggs are done. And this is what they look like. It's like a little, you put that in there. You can add like cheese. If you do milk, you put it 375 for 12 minutes. And that's how you make your fried eggs. Thank you for coming.
Ready to roll.
Well, the first thing I would love to note about this is cannoli oil. As an Italian, I can say that I am very much looking forward to trying cannoli oil. I've never heard of that, but Leonard has just introduced me to the new oil that just dropped. Cannoli oil. Is that what you think it's called, Leonard?
I don't know. I have spelling issue. Please don't judge me.
I thought it was great. I was
That
like,
was my
you know
first
what?
giggle in the video for
Yeah,
sure when he
I
says
was like-
cannoli.
I was like, I gotta get that.
I mean, my big question is does it come out? Is it the pastry or is it the cream?
Does it
that
taste
comes out
creamy?
of it?
Does it taste creamy, Leonard?
Yeah, is it the cannoli cream or is it the cannoli pastry that comes out? What's in the can?
My other thing was my man said just a tad bit of seasoning and then a pile came out. It was just like just dumped a massive amount of seasoning on top. A mountain of seasoning. He's like, listen, don't go crazy, nothing out of control. And then blah, 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 like half the bottle came out. Just a dash. Okay. Now we get to the end and we see the final result. And let me tell you, I was definitely not expecting what I saw. Now, Leonard, you enjoy your eggs in that fashion?
Yeah.
They were
'Cause
crunchy.
I can't cook on the stove because
Right. So you
Right.
enjoy I've never seen well done. I feel like that was well done. Like I've never seen well. I remember Khalik one time we went to a diner. He said, "Can I get my eggs well done?" And we laughed. And it was like he messed up. It was a goof. But those eggs looked well done, man. You and
they were delicious.
they were delicious too. I'm glad you enjoy them. I'm glad you enjoy them.
I think I was more bothered that it was served in a bowl. It's like you got an omelet. It's like bowl.
That was great. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no, that kind of threw me off too. I was like, no plate.
That was
I
wild.
don't have plates.
Do you eat them
And
with?
my man just reached in there too with your bare hands. Like, yeah, no, you got no fear. You're just like,
So
all
do you
right.
use a fork for that, or do you eat it with your hand?
Eat it with my hand.
Yeah, you got it because that thing's like a disc.
Just grab like a
disc.
cookie or something.
Yeah, that
Do it like a
you made
fruit
like
roll-up?
you literally baked a cookie. Like that wasn't even like I did not
Egg-
expect to
egg
see what
cookie.
I saw. Like everybody was kind of like, "Wow, this is you really subverted."
And when you picked
expectations.
it up, it didn't even like bend or anything. Like,
No,
it was still
it
like
just
it was
crunched.
just straight. Like
It was straight crunch. I was like, "Whoa!"
You just eat it like that, or you put anything on it, like some hot sauce, ketchup, anything?
Nope. Straight like that.
You eat it like that.
Wait, so you said
Mhm.
if you add like milk to it, you add an additional 5 minutes to cook it?
Yeah.
That's almost double the time.
yeah, you put it in for like 7, right?
Yeah. So you put in 12 minutes because oat milk. I don't know. 12 minutes for like 375.
That's insane. I'm gonna be the one to say it. 12 minutes is crazy at 375.
That's too much time.
That's wild at 375.
It works. It works.
If you like them well done.
Yeah, I was gonna say like me and Gritty were talking about this yesterday. Like, you know, on the stove it takes you like 3 minutes to fry up some eggs.
So let me ask you this: did you come up with the cook time to temperature ratio, or did you like read that somewhere?
So for the eggs without the milk, I Googled that.
And it told you
eggs
to
with the
do
milk?
375 for 7 minutes?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That seems
That's mind-blowing.
That seems very excessive.
And that was what I was wondering is where you even got the idea to do this. Like you just discovered it yourself, but you follow guidelines by asking Google shit, or did you just try it? Like the first time you did, just try it, you invent it?
No, I asked Google first, and they told me. And then when I got my food stamps, I got eggs, and I tried it.
Wow. I'm truly mesmerized.
Just like I'm gonna make ground bison burgers tomorrow.
Oh, we need a cooking show. We
that sounds
need
really
a cooking show. Leonard's
Cooking
Kitchen.
show. Cooking with Leonard.
Yeah. Is everybody down for this? I want to see that show.
Hell yeah.
You need like your own slot on HBO or something like Selena Gomez has.
Especially if we're going to keep getting those nice Easter eggs, free feet.
Yeah, we
Did
got a
anyone
foot. You got a foot on there. You're going to be on Feet Finder now.
Did anyone else catch
Oh
that?
God,
We
I
got free
didn't know I
feet.
put my feet on.
I did not. I was too focused on
I didn't
his
even
recipe.
peep that till I was like done editing it and it was already like offloaded
That's
onto
when
my
I
phone.
I noticed it right away because we got Mitzi's feet for Christmas, and now we got Leonard's feet today. So
I don't even
Building up
remember
a
that.
catalog.
you don't remember that? Fuck, that's the only part I watched on that show.
We're building
Oh,
up
you
a
didn't watch me
catalog.
puking? I think that was the same episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's the
puked
same
on
one.
that. Puked
Oh,
on
I
that
got
one.
feet and puke in one bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite. We're building up a catalog.
Hitting all the fetishes.
Hitting all the notes. That's
Feet and
right.
puke.
So when you go to like a diner, do you want them like that? Like, do you want them the Leonard way?
I don't care how my eggs are done. I just
You don't have
the
a
air
preference.
fryer. Yeah,
Wow.
I like my eggs scrambled, but That's just how the air fryer makes them. So I just say fuck it. I just eat them just like that.
Well, Leonard, thank you for blessing us because that video was a blessing.
You're welcome.
That was an angelic egg. I don't even know. Like, that is egg the Leonard way. I've never seen an egg that way. Like, I couldn't. Like, it's not fried. It's not scrambled. It's not sunny side up. Like, that you created. It's like crunchy on the outside, gooey. You created a whole nother lane for eggs, I feel like, right? Am I wrong about this?
My man made like the Chips Ahoy for eggs.
You should like make 2 of them and then just put cheese in the middle. So you got like a quesadilla, but the tortillas are eggs.
Oh, see, look at that. That's nice. Will you be willing to bless us with another cooking show? Because we're dying for it.
Maybe.
Can this be a new thing? Just Leonard cooking?
Yeah, just a new segment
Like
all the time.
like once a month, maybe, you know?
At least, yeah.
Something like that. Would you be willing to do that? The people have demanded it. The people were
I would
demanding
love it. I definitely want to see these bison burgers happen.
That was, I'm not even lying, that was the overwhelming sentiment about the special. Everybody was like, we need that video.
The eggs.
They need the egg. And you delivered it, so thank you, Leonard. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You will have to negotiate with your manager about following the following segments.
Yeah, you speak to my union rep about payments and stuff like that, you know?
Maybe we can get other episodes of Leonard's Kitchen. Let's stop pussyfooting around. Mitzi, what did you think of their dates? Starting with EJ. You had a lot to say.
You just gave her no feedback. You just answered her questions, or just like when she's asking like what sort of like stuff are you good at, and you're just like, yo, a lot of shit. Just name it. It's like
which can I interject? Which is totally not true. Like, he's like, I'm good at everything, and that's so not even true, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Listen, I'm just trying to get her off my back, man. You know, like,
oh my god.
I'm like, you know what? I'm good at everything.
That's perfect.
What do you want?
First date attitude. Perfect first date attitude. Just get her off your back.
And your body language like leaned into that hard body. Like, I sent Thomas pictures. I'm sorry, I sent Gritty pictures, and it's like you progressively see yourself sinking more and more deeper into the couch away.
I hit the lean back.
Yeah,
arm out.
I'm gonna quote you. I'm gonna quote you as saying you called him Stretch Armstrong
because like, my man, it's like your arm stayed exactly in the middle of the couch and you got so far away, your arm looks dumbass fucking long. It was just nuts. I was like, damn.
I got a good wingspan.
Yeah, no fucking thing.
Wingspan.
Yeah, like in the first picture, you look like you're just chilling, and I sent the pictures to fucking Gritty. Second one, you're starting to get like a little further back. You actually pulled your head further away. Third picture, you start turning away. Your arm is still outstretched. The fourth one, you do.
Asked me, the more I moved away.
And then you look like you're staying. You look like you found your territory, your ground. It almost looks like you're comfortable, and then you slightly pull your hip further to the right.
Well, I remember when
you're really analyzing this on some like
I broke that shit
FBI
down. You are not having it.
When we were talking about it over Discord, our other friend was really perplexed as to how your anatomy works. He was like, "Where's his spine? Like, where's his shoulder? Like, how is he put together? Like, how does his body work?"
My spine is all fucked up. Okay, so
bro, like, yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised that people don't really understand.
You like
I
you
feel
did
like
not want to be
his
there.
insides just shifted from one part of his body all the way to the other just to get away from her.
Listen, she was a nice woman. I just didn't really have a lot of answers for her questions. That's all.
And not Eddie. It was just too much woman for you.
Was she the mermaid? Come on.
That was the mermaid.
Get out of mermaid.
It was, I don't know, man. Like I was telling these guys, I don't think I could have fumbled it any worse. Like, I think even if I had fumbled it, it would have been a lot better than that. Like, you gotta do something, man.
I would say he didn't fumble it because the kick went right over his head. He didn't even catch it.
Never even got the ball.
He never picked the ball up.
I thought I was getting the ball past to me, and it went right past me to someone else.
Well, I just thought
Yeah.
he was like uninterested from the get-go, and it's like my man was very clear about not being interested.
Completely uninterested.
Have you hit her up about going to smoke some weed yet, though?
No, I didn't get any digits, man.
That
Oh,
was
shit.
that
I was
was
gonna say
I mean, I didn't ask, but
you got this beautiful broad who's an actress and a mermaid, and you didn't invite her to go fucking smoke some weed.
No, he did. That was the
no,
problem.
I said
did.
that.
He
I
did.
Oh,
did say
shit.
That was the most embarrassing thing I've ever been a part of. Is when he said, "Yeah, maybe
Thomas
after
couldn't
this."
believe it. He was more. Oh my god! You should
I
have seen
was
his face. He
mortified.
was mortified.
I was
I've never
mortified.
seen Thomas look so shocked and disappointed in his life.
Because I mean, she showed like a little
Like his
interest
face
in
was
weed.
like, "This is my friend right now."
Because she showed like a little interest. It wasn't even that big, and he just lashed on. He's like, "Oh yeah, like weed, yes,
That's
yes,
the first thing
yes.
that got brought up. That I was like, "Well, this is something I know about. Like
Just
I smoke weed all the time."
Opens
I
the
mean,
jacket, has all the different vaporizers and the different fucking bongs and the fucking.
I should have brought weed with me. I had weed in my house. I should have brought some.
Yeah, you
I'm
should
surprised.
have.
I'm surprised. Well, she ran out of there. She was out of there. She was not staying.
That's the
You
feeling
know
I got at the
something?
end.
You
She
know,
was just ready to
okay.
go. She was
You know
ready
what?
to get the hell out of there.
Let me say something that I don't think was actually on camera. But when she walked in, she said, "I already have plans later, so I have to go soon." So like
That
I
is
was
true.
like, "All right," like she's already not interested. She already scheduled shit.
That
right
wasn't
after
it.
this.
That wasn't it. Behind the scenes, what happened was we had scheduled a date, and as always, like this happened on the 6 hour, which we'll talk about. I was like, "Oh shit, I forgot we scheduled it on St. Patty's Day." So without even telling Eddie, I already knew he was gonna be like, "Oh, I can't do it. I gotta go to the pub, man. I gotta go get some fucking beer in my own." So I was like, "All right." Without even telling him, I'm not even gonna consult him because I already know he's gonna freak out if I tell him it's on St. Patty's Day. I emailed and I was like, "Oh, I mistakenly made it on St. Patty's Day. This fucking Irish guy is gonna want to go to the pub. Let's do it the next day." And she agreed, but then she forgot. So then the day of, I think I emailed her and I was like, I forgot what I said, and she was like, "Oh, it's today?" And she was like, "Oh man, like I'm so sorry." And she raced over there. She had an audition, and she raced over there. She had something to do that she already planned afterwards. That's why she had something planned. She didn't just plan it because she wanted to get out of there. She already had it planned because she mixed up the dates.
Yeah, so it wasn't because she didn't give a fuck about it.
And she had us
EJ.
waiting for her role, and she didn't even get the role. She didn't even want it. She was like, "Oh, like you don't pay? Like I'm out of here."
Right. Like that's a bit
Wasting everybody's time.
That's a
Wasting
big
everybody's time.
Mitzi, what did you think of Leonard's date though?
I could not deal with that woman's accent.
Oh, really?
Very annoying.
What
I agree.
accent? What accent is that?
There's New York accent, there's Brooklyn accent, and then there's I only spend my time on Broadway and fucking 14th Street. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like there are two accents that are nails on the chalkboard for me, and that's a Boston accent, and then just like the fucking I'm from New York, I want to be in Broadway type of accent, like you're the fucking airhead broad kind of
A theater accent?
and I was just like nails on a chalkboard listening through that.
Yeah,
But she seemed to be like very engaged in telling, like bringing theater into almost every question that was asked.
kind of like the opposite of Eddie.
Here entertaining. He was just entertaining her, and I'm just like, oh man. Like
Yeah.
Leonard, you got the patience of a saint.
I work in EMS, so
Yeah, she was kind of like Eddie, bringing up theater the whole time. Eddie was doing that.
It's just like, oh man, it's like.
So you were not a fan of the way she sounded. Roddy, do you have any thoughts about it?
About Leonard's
Leonard's
Day,
Day?
I just was disappointed in you getting her a white girl.
Well, listen, we got to get what we could
Thank
get.
you.
We got to get what we could get. The first girl we had
You
from
can't really be picky. This is the first time, man.
the first girl we had
but
from was perfect.
Leonard had one request, and that was no white girls. You could have gotten anything else. And he fucking went with the one thing he said he didn't want.
I thought she was mixed. I swear.
Wait, did he actually put in a request for it?
Yeah, he said no white girls, and I was like,
Oh, he made that very clear.
That was the only thing he didn't care if girl was a biggie, if she was anything.
Nah. He said nah.
That's not true either.
Nah.
Don't make it.
He didn't give a fuck about anything.
Nah,
else
he
except for
cared
just
if
not
she was
white.
fat. He cared. He said nah. He said no to
Just-
that.
No, Leonard's standards are just no white girls.
Leonard has high standards, man. Leonard has very high standards. The first girl that we had
As
from
he
was
should.
great, but she bailed like the day of. But she would have been. She liked anime and all this shit. Or I think she liked
I
anime.
would have dated her in like real life.
Yeah, Leonard would have been down, bro. That one just didn't pan out. But a little tidbit of information: you were on a date with a superstar because, like yesterday or the day before, Justin texted me and he's like, "Yo, was that girl in a Domino's commercial?" And I'm like, "I don't know. What am I, her manager or something like that?" And he's like, "I swore I heard her from across the room." And I'm like, "I don't know, bro. You losing your mind." And then he sends me a video, and it indeed was your date in a Domino's commercial. Nationwide.
Wow.
Yo, you gotta
commercial.
cuff that. You gotta get a bit of those royalties.
She did a lot better than my date. My date was struggling to get
Hey,
anywhere.
hey, relax, buddy.
Yo, she was doing
not
all
too
the
much.
work. Eddie.
Not
Relax,
too much,
bro.
Eddie. Not too much.
Relax. She got paid for that day. She got paid the day that she did the date with you. So let's do some more criticism about EJ. So he fucking sent the 6-hour special. He sent the 6-hour special into a tizzy, okay? Because we always do it on Saturday. Now, anybody with a brain would know why we would do it on Saturday. So that if anything happened, any incidents occurred or came up, we have enough time to fix it before Tuesday, right? Because we ended up doing it Sunday because Eddie had an imaginary pig roast that ended up not even happening.
It was not imaginary. It just got pushed back.
Right,
Okay.
right.
I can't control that.
So it did. Okay, and now listen to this, right? It didn't happen, and he knew 4 days before and didn't let me know so we can move the time back to Saturday.
Well, to be fair, when I brought it up to you that I like that day of the show, and I told you this, and I was like, and I didn't think that you wanted to hit up everybody and have them change their schedules again. You did sort of agree with me.
But you should have still said it though.
So
You should have said it though.
So let's not act like I'm all to blame. 'Cause
You
you
should've
kind of
said it.
agreed that you didn't want to
Eddie's
hit up everybody to change everybody's schedules again.
Eddie's gonna be in one of those episodes. Is he's the asshole episode?
Yeah, gonna be
Oh, no, that's no question. I am.
AITA.
No, actually, no. Get it right. I'm a dickhead. Get it right.
You could have, out of respect, said, "You know what? Pig roast is off. Let's see if we could do Saturday. We might. We might. Okay. So anyway, right? So we do it on Sunday. Everything's
I wish I could
fine.
smoke.
Everything's fine. And then, obviously, now I only have Monday to edit it, and the show comes out Tuesday. So it takes me like all day to edit it. Everything's fine. I upload it at like 5 a.m. I go to bed thinking everything's okay. Then I get a text from Justin. Yo, why is it only 4 hours? I was like, how is that possible? What the hell? So I wake up at like noon and I look at it, and it is indeed only 4 hours and 48 minutes. A lot of you had already saw it by then. It already had likes and views and stuff. So I'm like, oh shit, how could this be? This is something that has happened in the past on the show before, where I'll splice a couple things together, and for whatever reason, the second half of the show will be corrupted. It happened on a few of them that I can remember, and I'll have to fix it, right? So it got corrupted, and I'm like, all right, like the issue with fixing this was I tried a couple different ways to work to fix it, but every time I tried a new method, I had to export it, right? Exporting a 6-hour show took about an hour. So I tried about 4 or 5 ways before I went to like the tried and true method. I was like, okay, let me try this, let me try that. So that's 5 hours down the drain right there. So now it's already 5 o'clock. Okay. Then I was like, all right, now I know what I have to do. I have to basically save the part that's not corrupted, put that back in the machine, and then take the parts that were corrupted and put them back in the do a whole thing, right? Well, that took like another 2 hours or so. So the 6-hour special really didn't come out till like 11 o'clock because then it had to upload. So thanks to Eddie, you got the special nice and late, but we got it at the buzzer. We got it at the buzzer at 11 o'clock. Well, we
You're
can all
welcome,
thank.
viewers.
And he's sitting
You're
there,
welcome.
charmed. He's smoking his cigarettes. He's watching his anime. And I'm there just like, I hated it because after every time I fixed it, I had nothing to do. I can't cut clips for the 6 hour because it's not out yet. I would just go to sleep. Like after every time like one of my trials bombed, I would just export it again and just go to bed. Because like I have nothing fucking to do. I'm like so upset right now. Thank God we got it out on the day, but you know what? There were people who I'm sure, like Roddy, wanted to watch it through work, was not able to. I imagine.
You know what happens? You know what happens when you're watching something and the
Say that again, Roddy.
So you know what happens when you're watching something and the person who uploaded deletes it, just randomly stops. I was like an hour in, and then it just stopped.
Wow.
And I was like, what the hell? And I go to the channel, there's nothing there. I'm like, what the fuck?
Ruined Roddy's day. Day number 1, ruined. Ruined
Really
my
did.
day. Day number 2. Day
Gave
number
him
2
blue
ruined.
balls.
Now, I don't know if this is a fact. But I imagine that this could be true, right? I bet you that there is a fan out there who has some kind of terminal illness, and they held on.
Oh.
They held on.
Oh, you gotta stop. You gotta stop, bro. I did not kill anybody.
They
okay?
held on till May 27th.
You didn't kill them, but they didn't die as happy as they could have.
They held on till May
it's not my
27th,
fault.
right? May 27th comes. They're just elated. They're listening to Leonard, everybody's having a good time. And then it cuts off. And they go, what happened? And then obviously now their health starts to deteriorate. And they died. And they died
at 10:58.
Right before it came back. It's very sad. I shout out that terminally ill patient that was a big fan of it. We have, Eddie, we have
R.I.P.
fans, we have people that look
RIP.
forward.
I'm so sorry.
We have people that look forward to the show, like Roddy, like Kathleen, people who show up week after week, and they were looking forward to the special on this specific day. All right, now
Well, this
imagine,
is good because now they get to watch you kind of flame me. I mean, that's entertaining.
You know who else?
All I have to say is the more I get flamed for it, the less bad I feel.
You know who else is looking forward to it and is actually sick? Justin.
No, don't do that. That's fuck.
Justin is
man.
actually sick.
Right.
Justin is actually sick, and he texted me. He goes, "What's up with this?" And I go, "Listen, man, I'm sorry. I gotta pull it. You ruined his
Don't play
day.
the Justin card. I will feel bad now.
You ruined Justin's day. He has progeria, for God's sakes.
I didn't care to miss work. I care to miss it, but Justin, I do feel a little
I
bad
think we're
now.
all glad your internet went out just now because we don't even need to hear what you had to say. We don't even need it. We don't even need it. The guy has progeria and Lyme disease. I mean, like, can you get any tougher? And the one thing he wanted that day was the 6 hour spectacular. Am I wrong, everybody?
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right.
I mean, I was laying in bed doing my fucking home fucking IV shit, and I was looking forward to it too.
Oh, wow.
How else am I gonna kill 6 hours?
You got Mitzi over there sick doing the home IV. And you're saying that it ruined your day.
Do I have to start writing like handwritten apology letters and sending them out?
Yeah,
Mitzi,
like the
I think
Japanese
so, yeah.
people do.
Mitzi, you're saying that this also ruins your day?
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I'm laying in bed for like 6 hours. I don't have anything to watch for 6 hours. What am I gonna do? Sleep?
You know, my my mother died last month, and I can't listen to music right now. It gets me too emotional while I'm at work. So I'm looking for content to listen to, and I was forced to listen to music that day because there was no content.
Stop it. Don't do this to me, Roddy. Please.
Yeah.
Wow.
While I was sleeping, instead of doing my fucking IV, I had to go to the laundromat, and there's a limited amount of dryers, so I got to do it in 3 loads. And you know what I could have been doing while waiting for those fucking dryers? I could have been listening to the 6 hour special, but
But it wasn't
Yeah,
there.
none.
It just wasn't there.
There was
It
nothing.
It wasn't meant to be, okay? It
And
just
you know what,
wasn't meant
Eddie?
to
You know what,
be
EJ? The other thing is that
time.
people have schedules. Unlike you and I, people have lives and schedules that they abide by. Not everybody just turns things on at 11 o'clock. That's why I knew it was a wrap, because they're gonna have to watch it the next day. You know what I mean?
And I had to watch it the next day, and I couldn't because I had to go to a pig roast, so I had to watch it till the day. I had to watch it.
You had to
till the
wait
day
2
after
days.
that.
You had to wait 2 days.
At least yours didn't get postponed.
Yeah, the reason why it's so fucking cold on June 1st is because we didn't have our 6-hour special.
Butterfly effect.
Special time.
Butterfly effect. The littlest flap of a butterfly wing will change the trajectory of history. And that's what Eddie has done. Eddie has changed the trajectory of history. Our terminally ill fan, dead. Justin, suffering with multiple illnesses, suffered once more on that day, but this time mentally, because there was nothing to take his mind off of what's going on. Mitzi in the bed with the IV, suffering yet again with the heated blanket, no kind of content to listen to, while the cold IV was injecting cold fluid into her veins.
Her body.
You've never had to deal with that. You've never had to deal with an IV dripping cold fluid in your veins and you couldn't move. It's very,
How do you know?
It's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. And you have Roddy there. One of the worst things that can happen to you. Loses his madre. Okay? Very recently, by the way. And he cannot listen to music because he will start sobbing on the floor of his job. And what does he have to do that day? Listen to music. I mean, this is awful. This is awful. And I apologize. I apologize because I let this happen. I could have just moved on and done the segment without him, but I didn't. I thought he needed to be there. Did he need to be there? Probably not, actually. We could have just done it without him. And we could have had him hear his critiques on this show. So I will take full responsibility as the boss of this project here. And I will say that I apologize on behalf of Eddie.
From now on, we're doing a show, 6-hour special on
Saturday. Never again. Everybody get your pig roast out of the way. Okay?
With or without Eddie.
Absolutely.
To be fair, right? To be fair, we could have done it Saturday. I just would have been super drunk and probably started throwing up eventually.
All right, that would have been good content.
Yeah, how was that a bad thing?
I've thrown up on the show. You can throw up on the show, and then Gritty can do a whole nother puke compilation 2.0.
Yeah, Mo has puked on the show. There's been a lot of puke on the show.
I love vomit. You know that.
Vomit and feet. That's what we're all about.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me ask everybody a question before we get out of here, starting with Mitzi. And I think you were here when I asked it in the Discord with the rest of the people. Let's say you have to be married to this person, okay? There's no getting out. You have to either be married to a rapist, a serial rapist, or a serial killer, okay? Now, they will never rape or kill you, and you have to be with them until they either die or get caught. You can't leave them. I'm going to say I picked the murderer.
I think I would pick the
because
murderer.
I feel like
Murderer.
the rape is a lot more of a stigma. Like you were with a
But, like-
rapist, like that's crazy.
But here's the thing.
I'd
is,
get a
like,
good book deal
if,
out of
if,
that.
If he gets arrested and I know about it, I'm an accessory to murder.
You just don't say, you just don't act like you don't know about
Yeah,
it.
he's not going to say that you knew, and you're not going to say that you knew.
Yeah.
You're off. You're
You're
off
an accessory
scot-free.
for both though.
Yeah, accessory to rape.
Yeah, but I feel like accessory to rape is probably going to carry a lesser charge than.
Yeah, but people like I would rather be an accessory to murder than an accessory to rape.
Yeah, it's a bad stigma. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't want that. Whatever comes with the murder, I'll take that over the rape. And then who was it?
That's another thing. If you go to prison, they're going to respect you if you're a murderer. They're not going to respect you if you're a rapist.
That's right. That's right. And you don't know. You don't know.
That is very true.
And you don't know who he's raping out there. You don't know. It could be an
Yeah,
old
yeah.
lady.
You want your mans to come back with all the STDs, man? Come
Oh
on.
shit! I did bring that up.
Yeah, you brought up the
Grady. I
STD
brought that
shit.
up.
That's right.
See, you're dealing with fucking what the hell? You're dealing
brought
with like
that up.
fucking puppy dog fucking brain right now.
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah,
do
if I could bring shit up and forget
forgot-
about it.
I
But,
forgot that
yeah,
it was
yeah,
you.
I forgot about the STD shit.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want no STDs. I don't want my my wife? Is this my wife that we're talking about? I don't want my wife fucking all these other people. I don't care if it's raping and they're not down. I don't want my wife getting around like that.
Right. So you want to?
Nah,
I'd rather her go kill
I'm
people.
down with my girl being a murderer. Like, hey, babe.
I don't know if I would say I'm down, but
By the way, I totally forgot to mention this in the beginning, but yeah, we're taking 2 weeks off to get ready for the next season. So hopefully you made it to the end so you can hear that. But yes, we are taking 2 weeks off to cap off season 7, which is our longest season, and we will be back with season 8. Now, I don't know if there will be a structure to uploads in the meantime, but you know we're not going to leave you hanging. We're going to be uploading a variety of new content as well as older content that we're going to be clipping.
Maybe we'll have Leonard cooking for you guys on break.
We'll have a new cooking, hopefully, yes, a new episode of Leonard's Kitchen.
Leonard's Kitchen.
We gotta get those burgers.
Leonard air frying. Leonard's air fryer. Beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, Stephanie said you have an ugly air fryer.
Oh,
I don't get that. I don't even like understand. Like your air fryer is not ugly.
word, my shit is fire. What you talking about?
That made no sense. Yeah, me and Dre stuck up for you. We were like, I don't know what.
Are we
you're
about
talking
to like drive up to roll up on Stephanie and just fucking Office Space her air fryer?
Yeah, let's throw hers away. Rather sabotage her air fryer.
Throw her shit right out the window.
Oh man,
Roll up with the baseball bats and shit.
that's right.
Just take it out to the field.
That's right. That's right. You know, there's like a lot of chemicals that happen that get put in your food and that, right, Leonard?
We're all gonna die eventually.
We got to get you a glass one or a stainless steel one. Then
I like my air fryer. I paid.
Your air fryer is slowly killing you.
you
And
have like
I'm
a
okay with
connection.
that.
You have a connection with this one.
Yes.
So even if we
But
get you a better, a healthier one, you wouldn't want.
Hold up. How many nuts have you busted in that air fryer that you're this attached to it?
none.
You haven't air fried your cum yet?
No.
I feel like that would be something.
Can we see that?
That's on the
please?
next.
No,
that's
no,
on the next
please.
episode.
I don't want to see.
I will
That's
pay
the
to
next
see
episode
that.
of Leonard's Kitchen is him air frying his cum.
Oh man. Well,
He's gonna just like pull up the video and there's gonna be a bucket inside of it.
oh my god. How much are we gonna see? We're gonna see you creating it, or is it just gonna cut right to the cum full?
We'll do it right now on live.
Well,
I'm
let's
kidding.
go. Let's go ahead. Everybody's ready.
We have to watch it. We have to watch you do it, Leonard.
We're extending the episode. We got to see this.
You know
We
how
gotta watch
long it would
Leonard.
take for him to fill that up? We'd be here for like 3 days watching him nut in there.
How do you know how much he nuts? Maybe he nuts like a.
Well, I'm
half a
just saying. I
gallon.
think in general, I mean, he'd have to nut like a super soaker to fill that up in one shot.
You know, like
All
a
right,
super
Roddy.
soaker,
You know
Leonard?
what? You know what, Roddy? You nutted 10 times, 11 times in a day. You think that was enough to
I
fry
think you
something
do it,
up?
Roddy.
Back then probably, but I'm not. But I'm not black either. Is the thing.
Oh, you think black people produce more cum?
A shit ton more cum. It's scientific.
Dude, have you guys seen
Is that true?
You're black.
fucked up facials? Because yeah, it is like
Yeah.
a
See.
ridiculous amount of nut.
What is that? Fucked up facials.
Oh,
Is that?
baby, I gotta show you that
Yeah,
shit.
send me that. Is this just like a copious amount? Is just like a copious amount of cum? Is that why it's called fucked up facials?
Fucked up facials and Monsters of Cock.
Oh, that sounds like.
Because it's like a parody of Monsters of Rock.
Oh,
Yeah, but-
and Missy, we got to read some of that literature on the show. The one about the Black New World Order. Remember, you sent me the
Oh,
book.
yeah.
Yeah, you
What?
sent
I've
me
heard
the.
about this shit. This is fucking cool.
Yeah,
How
so
long ago did I send you that?
it's in the Discord somewhere, like months ago. It's when we first. I
Okay.
was in my last apartment, but yeah, you sent me like a book about the Black New World Order. So we got to read some of that on the show.
Oh, was it Black Future when it's like the guy with the shirtless muscles and the beret and he's got the fucking white femboy bitch?
It might be. I mean, if it's not, that sounds like it'll do. This is white guys that feminize themselves into femboys to then be subservient to black males in a sexual
Oh, here we
manner.
go.
Oh, do you have an excerpt from that book, or you just have the picture?
I'll have to like go find it. I'm not sure what, like I'd have to probably like,
We have to
Find a
we
way
have to
to-
get the
hold
Kindle
on.
version. I'll buy the Kindle version.
yeah, I'll send it to you guys that way in case anyone could find the PDF of it or something.
As a black man, Leonard, would you fuck a feminized white boy?
I'm not touching nobody that's white.
Nobody that's white at all. Come on.
I thought he was gonna say a boy, like any guy, but
There's no white
that's
woman?
Not the part that fucks him up, man.
the white's the part
The
that kills him.
white part that really bothers him.
There's no white woman that you would have sex with.
No, that's how I think.
Really?
That's how I think.
Yeah.
Wow, bro, that's crazy.
What if you
can't-
just like close your eyes, you know?
Who's like the hottest white actress? Like,
So statistically, I would guess what's her face?
People of Megan Fox and shit.
People of Megan Fox, Sydney Sweeney,
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie.
Sydney Sweeney.
Margot Robbie's like I would say like the hottest
Yeah.
statistically. Would you fuck Margot Robbie, Leonard?
I'll fuck Megan Fox.
She's not black at all, though. You know that, right?
I don't care.
That's
She's
not,
hot.
are you getting her
and
confused with
Transformer.
Foxy Brown? That you know?
No.
Okay, so you'd fuck
That
her.
almost went over my head, but no.
Okay, so you'd bang her.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one exception. Any
That's
other
one
exceptions?
exception. No, that's it. It's the
That's
only
it.
white
You
person.
sure?
Yeah.
All right. We got one. Maybe we'll get you on a date with. I know she just broke up with Machine Gun Kelly. I know her and Machine Gun Kelly called it quits, so we might be able to get her on the show. Might be able to get her on a blind date. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's been fucking expensive.
I mean, we got to get gritty on a blind date.
That's what some people say, but I don't think mine's gonna be boring too, though. Mine's gonna be boring. I got
Bro,
Eddie
you're
and
gonna break
Leonard.
out the Fago and the baby oil.
Oh hell no! You're gonna get me locked up. Talking about bringing out the baby.
Fago.
I thought mine would be boring. That's why I said I only really could think of Leonard and Eddie that would make an entertaining date. I don't think anybody else would be.
Eddie's went, so I'm not too sure how entertaining that was.
Well, that was my judgment. That was my faith in him. So I can't think of anybody else that I'd be like, oh, I think they'd make a good dating segment. You know, like
You
where it
should
would
do
be
Roddy.
fun.
Me and Roddy next time.
Hey
Another
yo,
time.
you and Roddy?
You want to go on a date with me, Leonard?
No, I'm saying like we hook Roddy up with a date. You fucking freaks.
We'll put him on with Tony.
The way you said it, I thought you wanted to go on a date with me.
Yeah,
I was
you
I'm
do
down.
me and Roddy.
I'm down. Make me some air fried eggs.
Listen, no problem with you.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, maybe we'll see. We'll see what we could do. We'll see what the people say. We'll see what the people want. You never know. We get enough fan mail about it, we'll do it. So there you go. Peace and love. See you on season 8.
Later.